Well, 2016 has come to an end, man. After a year of mixed emotions, we had a bit of the good, the bad, and the ugly, but I do have to say it was a solid year for movies, man. A lot of the animation films were solid. A lot of the horror/thriller films were solid. A mixture of the comedies were kind of good and then bad, good and then bad for comedy, and a lot of the drama films were good as well. So overall, I honestly liked 2016 for movies better than the 2015 year. So we're moving on up, and then 2017 with all the releases coming up, we even have a better year to look forward to. Now, before I get on to my top 10 best films of the year for 2016, I do have a few honorable mentions to mention as well. Over the course of 2016, I saw 117 movies, 117 new released films in 2016. If you guys want to check out that list, my full-on 117 films, you can check in the description down below. I will have a link to the playlist as well. I'll probably put some annotations on the screen throughout the video. Anyway, let's get on to our few honorable mentions. Sausage Party. One of the best animation films out of the year, man. Absolutely enjoyable. Finally, a cartoon or animation for adults. It even traumatized me at my age, man. The whole theater was laughing. It's a great experience. Great comedy jokes. Overall, great voice acting. Very fun film. Zootopia, a fun original animation film that had a lot of great characters and a lot of great laughs. Blair Witch. I absolutely had a blast watching this film. I love the mythology behind it. And most horror films today, there are a few horror films that are just, they made it just to make money and this and that. But no, there was work put into this film. I absolutely loved some of the characters and the twists and turns that happened in the film. Me Before You. Definitely an underrated film this year. It's one of the most dramatic films out of the year, and I cried my ass off a lot in the theater. Not many people are going to agree with me on this one, but X-Men Apocalypse. It's a very underrated film. Nobody talks about Oscar Isaac in there. Oscar Isaac as Apocalypse was amazing. He was the best villain out of the year. His performance, the way that his sound and his look, I absolutely loved it. Another bone-chilling movie is The Witch. I remember seeing this film early 2016 in the theater. I still remember the whole experience. The cinematography was beautiful. The setting, the location, all the actors did a damn good job. And last but not least, on my honorable mentions, another underrated film, Hardcore Henry. Yes, it has its problems. It's not the greatest film out of the year, but the way that it was filmed, the way that it was shot, it's not based on a video game, but the first person, like the first person shooter, like from the point of view of the player, of the main character. Let me tell you, if it was based on a video game, it would be the best video game adaptation of all time. Now on to the top 10 best movies of 2016. Number 10, Lights Out. Lights Out brings fresh air to the horror genre. It's an original script, it's an original movie, it doesn't copy anything, it starts something new, and I absolutely love the experience that I had in theaters watching this film. Number 9, Don't Breathe. Another film that brings fresh air into the thriller genre. While some may not consider it horror, it does have horror elements in it. It is an original script. All the actors did an awesome job in here. You're basically stuck in this one house for an hour and 30 minutes. It's fun. It's a really fun film, and I gotta pick it up on Blu-ray real soon. Number 8, Hell or High Water. You can never go wrong when you have Chris Pine, Ben Foster, and Jeff Bridges in the same movie. This film is just an experience, man. The chemistry between Chris Pine and Ben Foster are fantastic since they worked on a few movies beforehand, like The Finest Hour. But, you know, the journey that they go on, these two brothers, and the storyline's gritty, the ending is perfect, it leaves you wanting more, and then it's like, no, that's a perfect ending right there. We'll leave it at that, man. No, it's a really fun movie, and I again, another film I gotta pick up on Blu-ray. Number 7, The Conjuring 2. Like I said in the beginning of the video, it's been a strong year for horror/thriller films, and the same goes with The Conjuring 2. James Wan returns as Patrick Wilson returns, Vera Farmiga returns as Ed and Lorraine Warren, and more paranormal investigations. James Wan, by the way, is one of the best directors in horror today. He knows how to do original scares. He doesn't do little cliche things. When you think it's a predictable thing, when you think something's going to happen, it does the opposite of what you think's going to happen, and that's what I like about James Wan and his horror movies that he does. So Conjuring 2, an experience. If you have not seen it, man, make sure to check it out. Number 6, The Nice Guys. I absolutely love films that are set in the 1920s, 1950s, 1960s, or 1970s. With the other guys, it's the 1970s. Russell Crowe, Ryan Gosling, at first glance, it's like, do they have good chemistry with each other? No worries about it, man. They are amazing in here. It's an underrated film as well. I think it failed at the box office, which films that are crap end up making all the money, but films that are quality good end up making the less money. And this is a film, man, if you have not seen it, watch it. It is funny. The action's great in here. The 70s, the style, the vibe, everything about it, man. It just makes my heart a little bit more warm, pounding there. Ryan Gosling is fantastic in here. Russell Crowe's a badass, as always, no doubt about it. Shane Black directed Iron Man 3. I liked Iron Man 3 a lot. He directed Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, which is another great film. Robert Downey Jr. and Val Kilmer. So Shane Black in here. The way he directed it, the style, the cinematography, the soundtrack, everything about it, it's awesome. Number 5, Captain America: Civil War. The Russo brothers strike again. Without a doubt, they are the best thing to happen to the Marvel Cinematic Universe, as well with Kevin Feige. But the way that they come up with these ideas and these action, the battles in Civil War, man, bringing Spider-Man into the loop, Iron Man versus Captain America, we all had to pick a side. We all had to pick this person or that person. It was gritty, man. It really was. That airport fight scene, the battle at the airport, when it went on for 10, 15, 20 minutes long, Giant Man, I lost my mind in the theater. I think we all had a sense that it was coming, but when it actually happened and we saw it, you lose it. You lose it in the theater, and that's something of an experience that I will never forget. Number 4, Rogue One: A Star Wars Story. Rogue One is my second favorite Star Wars film of all time. My number 1 will always be A New Hope. I know a lot of people are Empire and Jedi. A New Hope for me is my favorite, and then after that it's Rogue One, then Empire, then Force Awakens, then Jedi. But with this, Gareth Edwards did something that I think a lot of people were surprised with, and I mean, Godzilla wasn't the best thing, and there were some good moments in Godzilla, and then some bad things in Godzilla. But Gareth Edwards, it's like, okay, he's doing a spinoff. I had no doubt about it. Like I knew it was going to be really good, but I didn't know it was going to be great, where it was better than Force Awakens, and the trailers were awesome, and the characters, well, there's a few character problems. You have to see the review to go more in depth of what I thought about the characters, but the action scenes were the greatest action scenes we've ever seen in a Star Wars movie up to date. The ending of the film, fantastic. The CGI, everything about it, man. Rogue One, everyone's seen it. You all know it. I can't see anyone hating Rogue One, man. It was purely fantastic. Number 3, Hacksaw Ridge. Mel Gibson returns to the director chair with his true story adaptation about this war hero in World War II named Desmond Doss. Andrew Garfield stars in the film, Vince Vaughn, Teresa Palmer, Sam Worthington, Luke Bracey. This film, man, it has to be Oscar nomination. It's Oscar status. If it doesn't win Oscar Best Film of the Year, I don't know what I'm going to do with myself, man, because the action in here was... And if you thought Saving Private Ryan was intense, amazing film, one of the best of war films. But if you thought Saving Private Ryan was intense, watch Hacksaw Ridge. Mel Gibson does a fantastic job with the editing and the action of the war, and this character from beginning to end. Desmond Doss is such an inspiring man. It's a very inspiring story. Number 2, Kubo and the Two Strings. Kubo and the Two Strings is one of the most underrated films of this year. It is the best animation film this year, in my opinion, and the best animation film in a very long time. It's probably one of my favorite animation films of all time. Matthew McConaughey, Charlize Theron, a few other talented actors and actresses, man. But let me tell you this. Not only was the story... You invest your time into the story. Not only was the world that the studio created was beautiful and you wanted to know more about it, the voice acting was fantastic. The writing was fantastic. Everything about it. And the way they made it was, I think, stop motion, wasn't it? Wasn't it? Where I remember it's like one of those where they take a photo and then they move it a little. They take a photo and then they move it a little. They take a photo and then they move, like a stop motion, and then once it all comes together, man, just that hard work put into this film, man. A lot of work, a lot of love, a lot of time and effort. Please watch this film if you haven't seen it. It is amazing. And my number 1 pick for the best film for 2016 goes to 10, Cloverfield Lane. I remember my whole experience. I went opening night in IMAX, sitting down and just putting the glasses on and getting just anticipation for this film. They announced it like 2 months before it came out. It was a secret project. It was called Valencia before. Then the trailer was amazing. It's one of my favorite trailers out of the whole 2016 for a movie reveal. Let me tell you, John Goodman is fantastic. John Gallagher is fantastic. Mary Elizabeth Winstead is fantastic. I love everything about this film. I love the twist. I love the setting, the way that they made it, the behind the scenes. I have it on Blu-ray. The way the behind the scenes are and everything, the way that they brought it together. Some stuff, if you don't know, like the first image in the film, the first shot is actually just a photo, and they ended up editing it to make the photo move. Like, there's a lot of stuff is CGI in the film that you did not know was CGI. So the people at Bad Robot, the way that they, like, that CGI, what? That house was completely CGI. When the aliens arrive, and like everything about it, man, like there's some amazing technology in there that you did not know. Like the end of the stick with CGI. It's crazy. Little stuff that you never noticed. And if I saw the audio commentary, the guy who directed it, I can't wait to see what his next project is. I mean, that was his first feature film. Pretty amazing feature film, let me tell you that much. That's a great way to start the career in Hollywood, man. Everyone did a fantastic job, and I can't wait to see what the future of Cloverfield has in store of this anthology series. Thanks so much for watching, everyone. If you enjoyed, make sure to smack that like button. Did you guys agree with any of the movies I listed, whether honorable mention or top 10? Sorry that La La Land didn't make it in there, or Silence, or Moana. I did not get to see Moana. La La Land hasn't come to my theater, nor in any of the theaters in my city yet. So films like that, I haven't seen any of some of the recent ones, so I'm sorry for that matter. But 117 films that I saw this year, I mean, I think there's a good job. I think we did a good job, man. A lot more to come in 2017. Make sure to check out my top 10 worst films of 2016 as well. Please comment down below, tell me your favorite thoughts or your favorite movies, and give me your top 10 list. I'd love to know your top 10 best films of 2016. Do you agree? 10 Cloverfield Lane? I loved it. I loved it. And it's funny because right when I got out of the theater, I was like, this is going to be probably number one. and it ended up being number one. I had to think it through a little bit, but then at the end I was like, no, it has to be number one. It's just an experience that I remember all of it. I remember sitting in the IMAX theater and smiling, and the music and everything about it. The twist. Some people didn't like the twist. I love the twist. Alright guys, make sure to share with your friends. Click on the links down below, man, if you want to see my actual movie reviews for all those films. They're there. I got 117 movie reviews for you guys there. There's a lot of content. A lot of content. Enjoy yourself. Enjoy your New Year's. Have a great time. Subscribe for more. A lot of content coming this year. Till next time. Bye-bye.